right, hey guys, It by Brian here, and hello there. Where the heck have I been for the past 3 to 4 months? My uploads have been sporadic, to say the least, and haven't really done a lot of my usual toy review Thursdays that I know so many of you guys are used to on a weekly basis. And I've gotten comments, from a lot of you guys saying, "Hey, please do more videos." And I hear you. Believe me, I hear you. I just have a lot going on right now outside of the channel. Really busy with my work. So the editing process really takes a while, like 2 to 3 hours. And one of my days off from work, I just really don't want to dedicate that much time to something when I could instead be doing other things that I really enjoy. But anyway, right now, I'm going to get into, obviously, these are my flea market, thrift store, pickup, trades, what have you, just finds and pickups for pretty much all of 2024 so far. And wow, there is just an unbelievable amount of stuff. So this is a ridiculous amount of stuff that I'm going to go through. So grab a drink, grab a comfy seat, grab some popcorn, because yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look at. So as usual, let's take a look at miscellaneous, which honestly in any one of these videos, like over 50 to 75% is miscellaneous, just because you guys know I love picking up such weird off the wall stuff. So let's see, I guess we'll start off with like books and like paperbacks and stuff like that. So let's see here. Got a couple of cool Transformers, like Choose Your Own Adventure books. And we got one here with a Beachcomber and Gears with Soundwave and Frenzy in the background. Earthquake. And then we have another one with Bumblebee infiltrating like Megatron and Skywarp there, as they're up to, some no good Decepticon nonsense or whatever the heck they're doing. A lot of coloring books as always, just because I like them with the graphics and I think they look cool. This is from Kenner Superpowers, Lex Luthor comic, which is really weird because like I can't imagine like Lex Luthor, like, you look at that mask, he's just like your weird uncle or something. Like, that's not the figure people are going for. Like, oh, the rich bald guy with like his funny suit. It's like, it's just, I don't know. It's like if like your uncle or something tried to be a superhero, like that's Lex Luthor. So it's just really weird. He's not like interesting or anything like Superman or Martian Manhunter. He's just like, oh, it's this rich, angry, bald guy. So, there's that. Let's see. Also, another kind of choose your own adventure thing. Time Machine 4, I never heard of. This is a Sail with Pirates. Really like that image on the front. Very cool, very cool. Let's see, let's see. You guys know I'm a huge Voltron fan, so really awesome Voltron coloring book. Love the graphics and everything on the front of that. That looks awesome. I think this I got in a trade with a friend. I don't remember. But this is Rod Serling's Twilight Zone magazine. I'm a big fan of the old movie Dune. I haven't seen any of the new stuff yet, just like trailers online and stuff. But yeah, really cool image from the movie and everything. And you got like a lot of really nice, cool color photos in there. So very cool. Really neat little GoBots coloring book. And someone did a really good job coloring these, actually. Stayed within the lines and everything, nice and neat. I'm not saying you have to stay within the lines, you know how that little adage goes, but yeah, just really cool. You got like Cop Tour and Psych Hill there. Very cool. Let's see, moving along, moving along, moving along. Up, 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 up. Well, it's just another random VHS. I got quite a few. One that I'll save more near towards the end. This is Filmation Ghostbusters Prime Evil and his All Ghoul Band. This is cool. Justice League of America, the Lunar Invaders, because this actually has, this is from Fisher Price. It has the cassette, which is usually almost always missing. I think this was like $5, which is a pretty good deal. Just really nice artwork, you know, like comic book style coloring and everything. So it's a nice collectible if you're into Justice League, Batman, Superman type stuff. Really fun. These are neat. Surprising I picked up so much of this stuff. A bunch of Beavis and Butthead stuff. So a lot of the Beavis and Butthead trading cards, which are hilarious. I remember watching the show because we didn't have cable at my house. So I was watching it at my aunt and uncle's house when we'd go over and visit. I watched it on MTV. my dad thought it was stupid, but my uncle was like, he's like, you know what? He's like, I kind of get this. Let's see if there's any other good ones in here. Beating up a mailbox. Their principal's getting attacked. Pretty neat. And then I didn't open these up because I don't want to ruin them, but they're Beavis and Butthead. They are like playing cards for poker. And they're really hilarious. You don't have to open them up. You can look at the back. And you have Beavis, and he's dressed up in the Joker, like a jester outfit. So that's just ridiculous. That's great. I love that. That's just so stupid. Other interesting things. Well, one of these will make a reappearance at the end, and I'll show you why. But these are really cool. Never saw them before. You got Muppet Magazine. And let's see, we got one here. Oh yeah, with the Muppet Babies and Steve Martin. Really cool. You got an ad for GoBots Puzzler on the back of that too. Really neat. Let's see. Oh yeah, and also in the same vein of that with magazines, this is really cool. This is never seen anything like this before, aside from like Motu magazine and stuff like that. But this is Disney's DuckTales magazine. And you got an ad for a Chester Cheetah skateboard that you can like mail away from. Yeah, they're really hyped up on this just ordinary LCD watch. Like if you renew your subscription, you get this free digital watch, and it's like a $4 watch. Like it's probably not good at all. But they're like, oh my god, you get the watch. And it's like, okay, really, really marketing went to town on that watch. But they come with a really cool poster inside. So you got like Huey, Dewey, and Louie and Launchpad, like they're jousting with the Beagle Boys and Uncle Scrooge there. So that's really cool. And then you got like, there's usually like one comic in here. Yeah, the Terror in the High Seas. Scrooge McDuck battling pirates and stuff. So that's really cool. I think it's enough of that well, at least round one of my miscellaneous stuff. This is neat, just because I'm a big fan of you guys. I guess I'll just transition right into that, of Batman the Animated Series. Also, Batman the Animated Series, McDonald's Happy Meal box. Great, great, great artwork. Alas, poor Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace. And I picked up some more, obviously, as I said, transitioning into that, some more Batman the Animated Series figures. One that's pretty hard to find is the Mad Hatter. Missing his accessories, but still looks really good. I mean, that is so spot on for these 90s figures. It just looks exactly like the cartoon. And then my absolute favorite Joker ever, and this is from what's the name of the episode? Like the Batman animated series, like Smiling Fish or something. He's a smiling fish caper, and he's wearing like that hat. And he comes in and talks to the guy doing the paperwork, and he's like, don't talk unless I tell you to. And like he slaps him, and Harley sprays him with the perfume, and he's like giggling groupers and like smiling smell fish or whatever the heck they are. I don't know what the name of them are called, but like he's trying to like make a deal, and he's like that hat. That's the hat he's always known for in that scene. So that's just a fantastic figure from that. Also, I started recollecting for the 1995 DC Comics Man of Steel line, but I kind of call it the Death of Superman line because that's what all the figures are. This I just recently got. I came with the box and everything. He was $20, but he's worth it. I think it's a really decent price. And this is, of course, if you know Death of Superman, that's the Eradicator, and his hands like glow, and you put him near like light and everything. Nice rubber cape. He looks great. He was a mail away. But what's frustrating with that line is I have Doomsday. I have the black suit Superman after he comes back and everything. And they make John Henry Irons. They make Superboy. They make Massacre, which that's one of the first villains Superman fights after he comes back from the dead. But like that's not. It's weird. The figure looks nothing like the comic version, so I don't get how they messed that up. But yet they have no Cyborg, so that's really frustrating. I'm gonna try to get another Superman and then paint it to look like Cyborg, because you can get Cyborg figures, but they're the 6-inch versions. I didn't know his cape had to be secured back there. But yeah, they're like way too big to fit in with this line, so it just doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna see how good I can do of making a custom one myself. We'll see how that works out. This I just picked up recently. This is really awesome. A Power Rangers. I think this would have been like out of a vending machine. A holographic foil sticker, which of course everybody remembers. You know, if you love Power Rangers, your lovable goofballs of Bulk and Skull. And just look at that hollow foil. And it's so shiny and awesome. That looks great. That's absolutely ridiculous. And that was like $2 for this. So really cool. Right up my alley with just, weird, crazy stuff. Other weird stuff, let's see. These I picked up a while ago. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything in them, but still pretty hard to find. A Bad Case of Worms. And they're like little sticky, gummy worms that you could like put on stuff. And they'd like walk down walls, or like I think they'd wriggle in your hand and stuff. And they're almost always dried out. And they're expensive online when you have to, when you want to get a case and get the worms. And like that's what they look like. They'd go in those little compartments. And yeah, just the little case is neat. You gotta love the graphics. Worms where they're holding a sign. It's just a terrible pun. A bad case of worms. Get it? Because you get them in a case. So yeah, don't blame me. I don't write the jokes. So there's that. Let's see. Oh yeah, this. I guess I'll transition into like some TMNT stuff as well. So I'm looking at this. Little, let's see, Raphael flashlight. I don't know if that was Burger King or not. It might have just been like a random like party one, because they made a lot of stuff like this. This may have been McDonald's or Burger King. I'm not 100% sure. But really cool. Another Turtles tape. Super Rocksteady and Mighty Bebop. That actually reminds me of something that I almost forgot to put into this video, which is right behind me. TMNT wise. And how crazy is this? It is a Christmas Donatello snow globe. How ridiculous is that? I don't know why it's missing water, because there's no way for it to leak out or evaporate. So it's just so weird. Like the top of his head is above the water and the whole thing isn't filled up, which really annoys me. I'd like to see if I can drill a hole and like fill it up and then like put some epoxy and seal it up so it's a proper snow globe. But Donatello holding a Christmas tree. It's like, man, what didn't Ninja Turtles like market back then? This was 1990. Ninja Turtle snow globe. I don't know what to say. That's just it's a thing. It's a thing that absolutely happened. Let's see. Other weird stuff. Other VHS. Where did I get this? I either got this at Zolicon or Retrocon. I really don't remember. Big Top Denver. Denver the Last Dinosaur, you know. Now you got that song stuck in your head thanks to me. I'm also transition into some more books and paperback stuff that I forgot about. Now, I'll start with this first, because this is definitely one of the weirdest things. I think I got this in a trade, I believe. I don't 100% remember. Oh, no. I remember. I think I got this from my friend Eric, I think. And it is an old box of Cookie Crisp with a advert for 4 free inside Sonic the Hedgehog Pogs. And you got them on the back, like battling Dr. Robotnik and stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty just crazy and ridiculous and awesome. So, I'm not into collecting video games as much as I used to, but still, that's really fun. This, I don't remember where I got this from. Might have been a trade. Somebody might have gave it to me. I really don't remember. I definitely want to give this a read. Beneath the Planet of the Apes. And then somehow, almost every time I do one of these videos, I always end up with a nice little pile of little golden books, because I just love the imagery on this and stuff. This one we got Mickey Mouse and Goofy, The Big Bear Scare. Now, why this one? This is one that, well, not this one, but like I had that book when I was growing up. This is something that I got in a trade, I believe. Inspector Gadget in Africa, like chasing a guy on an elephant. It's just ridiculous, and it's Inspector Gadget, so why not? DuckTales, because it's DuckTales. I mean, obviously, you know. Hunt for the Giant Pearl. Cool. And this is just absolutely absurd and ridiculous. If you guys remember Woodsy Owl, like, you know, give a hoot, don't pollute. Woodsy Owl and the Trail Bikers. Like, he like lectures them like, hey, like, clean up this like river and stuff instead of like riding your dirt bikes through here and stuff, you know. It's so random, like Woodsy Owl. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Let's see, other miscellaneous stuff. There's a lot of miscellaneous stuff. There always is. Try to get everything organized. This is neat, I guess. I can just kind of show this. This is a more recent pickup to add to my little collection of water pistols. Missing the plug, but I love these vintage ones because we all play with them growing up, and they just look so cool in that clear plastic. This is something neat too. I think I paid like only $1 or $2 for this, and this was an old Avon shampoo bottle, but it's like this cool little blue robot, and like that just looks awesome. As you know me, I love robots and weird stuff, so that's really cool. We got that. Let's see, miscellaneous. Oh yeah, TMNT. I almost forgot about this. This vintage Ninja Turtle pencil from the, I think this is from the 80s or early 90s. I don't know if it has a date. Yeah, like 89, 90, 91, whatever. Never used, never sharpened. Really cool. Who do we got on here? Looks like Raphael. Oh, weird. It has all of them, but they're all in red, which was a common comic error that you would see, that like they would just name all the turtles, you know, different names, and then it's the same copy paste. Like, I'm pretty sure that's Raphael, and Raphael's just like, oh, you're also Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello. And it's like, no, that's totally wrong. But let's see, moving on. Oh, okay, I already showed that. And let's see. This also, I did a thing last Halloween with my candy containers. So, I mean, this was like 50 cents or whatever, but this one I didn't have from the little Tops chewing gum. That's a little trash can. Just really neat stuff was so much more creative back then. There was so much more thought and effort put into like stuff before, you know, people try to like sell it and advertise it or whatever. Stuff today is just so much more generic. You know, it's all just copied and pasted. This is also really weird. I didn't know what this was. This is a little plastic champion spark plug. And first when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is probably like micro machines or something. But I don't remember how to get this to work, and I don't want to break the darn thing. But what this actually is it's not a toy at all. This is a salesperson's sample that they would, like a display model, they would take with them, and they would bring to like a small garage or like a gas station, and they would like show them, like, you can bend a little thing at the bottom, and then it would like pop to like show, like, I guess how effective the firing mechanism is, and like why you should carry like champion spark plugs in your store. And I think this is from the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. I think more late 70s. And yeah, just really neat. Like, it totally looks like it goes to micro machines, like with all their hidden disguise things, but it's not. It's something like somebody working a 9 to 5 job would have like carried around and like tried to sell, you know, spark plugs to stores and stuff. So go figure. How weird is that? That's really bizarre. This little thing's really cool. I think it goes on a track. I couldn't find out very much about this. It's just this really neat little weird space car. Literally actually says the word space on the side, but yeah, and it looks like it would have gone on this motorized battery track. You can feel like gears in there and the rubberized tires, so it looks like it would have been like kind of like almost like a Fisher Price set. It kind of reminds me of, but not exactly, because that's not the branding. So it looks like it would have like gone around, and then maybe like the antenna in the back would have spun around. But just really neat, cool, spacey looking design. Let's see. These things I got in a trade. I don't remember what the heck they were called, but they're these figures where you can like interchange all the different legs and stuff. And I got them in a trade with a friend, and this is like the upper part of like a fish dude. And they're so cool. I really want to find more of these and do a full review on them, because they're just awesome. Like the creative stuff that you can do. Like, this guy's got an alien leg. He's like a sheriff. You got like a muck man. So you can have a lot of fun with them. They're really, really cool. Also, I got a bunch of, well, I don't want to call them Transformers per se, but just kind of to lump them all together. And I forget, let me see if I can find one that actually has the logo on it. Oh, here we go. These are Village Toys. That's the company that made them, but I don't remember off the top of my head what the line is, but they're actually pretty rare. And at first look, they look like GoBots. And I guess they kind of are, but they were that company's take on, like, you know, knocking off GoBots, and they just have a really unique look to them. Like, I really like how chromed up they are with their stickers and their faces, and really nice die-cast metal. So you got this guy, then you got like a van. And this guy turns into like kind of like a Bronco, and their faces are really nice, really nice look on the face. It's just so original. You know, they're not like your generic robot faces, so they look really, really cool. And this guy, I think he's from the same line, but I am not sure. I'm just lumping him in with them because he looks almost identical to them. But I love some weird GoBots. And then this guy, I can't remember. This is Buddy L. This was Robotron, I think is the line. And this guy's a direct ripoff, obviously, of GoBot Spacey. But he has a little motorized wheels in the back, so you can, like, you know, friction wheels where you can spin along. And the little American flag logo. And he looks really kind of cheap and crappy, but, I mean, like, he looks really nice, I think. It's just a really cool, like, if you're into Transformers and GoBots, he just looks good in a collection. So that's why, you know, I picked him up, and why I pick up a lot of these little weird robots, because they just look cool, personally, I think. Oh, another one like this. I haven't figured out what line he's from. because it doesn't really say anything. It just says made in Japan, and yeah, it's totally generic. It's another guy with little friction wheels. It just says like city robot or city racer or something. Just this little short little robot. But some really nice stickering. Looks really good. That's cool. And oh yeah, this is another good find. I picked him up for like $5, maybe $4, and this is Pumper from the GoBots line. Now he's not very, uncommon in and of himself. I mean, I had like two others before, but finding him with his ladder. Let's see if I can get that all the way out there. That's a really, really hard piece to find. That's almost always missing. So that turns a $5 figure into at least like a 20 plus figure right there. And that's the wrong pistol. He has actually a smaller one for his water pistol, but that fits pretty nice and looks really good. And he can hold that in his robot form as well. And Pumper was one of the GoBots, one of the many, many GoBots I had growing up. So he's always a favorite. I'm sure he's a favorite of many of yours as well. But yeah, really nice and really hard to find with that ladder. So that was an amazing deal for like, $4, $5. That's ridiculous. That was so cheap. Other miscellaneous stuff. This is something else too that I got from Zolicon from a line that I thought was Galaxy Warriors, but it's called Gargoyles. And man, that thing is wild looking. Very crazy. Very fun. Very cool. Like that a lot. This guy, I think this is Wrestling Champions, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he was Galaxy Warriors or not. But yeah, just a weird look to him. With his, wrestling suit or whatever. But you know me, anything like knockoff or even looks remotely Motu, I always pick up. A lot of glow in the dark stuff recently, but well, some in this find, but this is some of the best that I found recently. A really nice vintage Duncan glow in the dark yo-yo, which that's just like super cool. That looks amazing. This I got for $10. This is newer. I forget which version of Godzilla this is. But whatever. I don't really care about that. I mean, I like Godzilla, but it doesn't really matter what version he is. But I love the color scheme, and he glows in the dark. He glows really, really good too. So that's an awesome looking Godzilla. And then these guys here too, some really big, cool glow in the dark dinosaurs. I don't think they're Imperial. They might be. I can't even see. It's so small to read the writing. But yeah, got a little Triceratops and a Tyrannosaurus Rex. They glow really nicely. Very cool. And speaking of other stuff that glows as well, I got another little Ghostling from the Supernaturals line. And their hands glow. I believe his hands glow. Most of their hands glow. And he was cheap. He was $4 or $5. Didn't cost much at all. Let me think. There's something I'm forgetting here. If I can find where I put them. Oh yeah. Speaking of Godzilla, 3 Godzilla Viewmaster reels. Which, like, where are you gonna find those at? Those are really super uncommon. I didn't even have time to look at these yet, but this is Godzilla's Revenge. Godzilla's Revenge. Oh wait, no, Rampage, not Revenge. Godzilla's Rampage. So I don't know. Maybe Mothra or something's gonna be in there. Don't know, but still really cool. Those are really fun Viewmaster reels to pick up. A recent pickup, like literally recent, like as in just today. This really cool, ridiculous, wacky Saurus dinosaur jokes book from like the 90s. And this is just so stupidly ridiculous. I absolutely love this. There's just dinosaurs like throwing pies at each other on the front, and like you have the artwork. This is like those Scholastic book fairs. You get something like that, and like the jokes are just like so bad. They're just so bad. It's good. They're great. Let's see. Why is a Liberty Bell like a bad dinosaur egg? Because they're both cracked. Wah wah. That's one of the worst. That was just terrible. Hang on. This one's funny. Uh, why did the Stegosaurus run around his bed? He was trying to catch up with his sleep. Like, they're so terrible. But just so many questions with this. Like, what size are the pies that dinosaurs were throwing? How did they learn to make pies? Who made the pies? If they're eating pies, like, that doesn't explain herbivores and omnivores. And just look at that cover. That's ridiculous. Dinosaurs throwing pies at each other. It's one of the most awesome and absurd things I've ever seen. Other miscellaneous stuff. This I'm working on repairing. This is like one of those little wacky bump and go cars. If it started randomly working right now, I would really be surprised. But obviously, this is supposed to be like Kit from Knight Rider. Maiko is the name, and they actually made a second one of this, just not looking like Kit. It was a different color, and it even has a little red thing on the front, that goes like back and forth, and it's just called Magical Car. And of course, because a lot of other companies making blatant rip-offs of toys, you couldn't just call it Knight Rider. And I guess Kit is magical in a way because he's like has a conscious and a sentient and can talk and stuff. So they're like, instead of calling it Knight Rider, we'll just make it look exactly like the car from Knight Rider and call it Magical Car, which is just Magical Car. Gotta love that. It really is magical with an absolutely horrible name like that. Also picked up another one of these. I remember having one of these when I was growing up. I don't think it was the red one. I think it was the silver one. And this I should have shown my GoBots and stuff. And these came in boxes of Rice Krispies. It's a little mini transforming kind of GoBot that turns into a spaceship. Still has the stickers and everything. So, yeah, I'll transform him real quick. You can even call it transforming him. Yep, there we go. He turns into a little spaceship. So there's that. And these guys I just picked up a couple of weeks ago, which are absolutely awesome. If you remember, I think that's all of them. If you remember the Scholastic book series, like in grade school and stuff, this is the series, the Mr. Men series, where each one of them had like a different attribute and stuff like that, and there'd be a story about like, this attribute gets them into trouble, and like how they overcame it or why it's good or bad. And so there was really, really one of my favorite things to read when I was growing up when I was little. So these are really just cool. They sit on my desk. You got this little guy here. This is Mr. Nosy. I mean, you can probably figure that out with his gigantic nose. So, he's always prying in other people's business, Mr. Nosy. Like, seriously, that's, like, what he does. Now, this guy, I cannot remember here. Okay, this is Mr. Mischief, I think. Can't remember. There's a lot of very similar ones like this. And so he, like, goes around and plays jokes and stuff on people. He kind of looks like a clown with a big hat and crazy shoes. This guy was one of my favorites. I had one of his books. This is Mr. Clever. He's like the cleverest person in the world, like really smart, and then he like goes on a walk and realizes like he's really not that clever and stuff. And so really cool. That's fun. And then this is another one similar to like the Mr. Mischief. This is Mr. Silly. And he's like carrying around 3 hats for some, like, I have no idea why, but yeah, just, so he's like ridiculous and doing a bunch of nonsense and stuff. These are most of the ones most people will remember. Seem to be missing one. I wonder where he escaped to. That's a shame. That is my favorite one. There he is. He's just hiding. All right. So this is one of my favorites here. This is Mr. Tickle, which was actually the first book in the series ever made. Love his design, very cool. Mr. Happy, of course. Who doesn't remember Mr. Happy? Well, they should just call him Mr. Financial Security. That's probably like why he's happy. Like, he doesn't have to worry about money or whatever. And then we got Mr. Greedy. I always thought he looks like a dining room table, like the way his stomach sticks out like that. And that was one of my favorite books too. I always enjoyed reading that. He was cool. Mr. Strong. And reading about Mr. Strong for just like one of these little figures in the book series is actually like it's ridiculous when you look up like how strong he actually is. Like lifts up a mountain and like a planet and everything. It's like what the heck? It's like totally OP for that series. That makes no sense. He'd like bench press Superman or something. It's like what in the world? It's like this for like a guy just like looks like a square in a scholastic book series titled Mr. Men. He's that ridiculously strong. Like that's just crazy. Uh, this guy's funny. I love his shape and everything. He's Mr. Rush, and I shaped like a triangle. So like the way his nose is pointed, I guess it always looks like he's like moving fast, but it is a little weird. Like where do you get rush from triangle? I don't equate triangles to like moving fast, but it looks cool. Just really weird. Mr. Rush. And then my favorite one of all, because it's the only book from the series that I still have that I had it like my whole life and everything growing up. And Mr. Bump. He looks like a mummy. He's all wrapped up in bandages. And obviously, the reason he's called Mr. Bump is because he's clumsy and he bumps into stuff all the time. And yeah, so that's my favorite little figure out of the series because my favorite book there. Uh, Moving along. These are LJN, I think, PVC figures. This guy was only $1. We got the Hobgoblin. Now he's missing his glider, unfortunately. I'm hoping I can finally find one because I didn't want to pay $20 for one that I saw in a store, so I'm happy with him as he is now. The glider looks awesome though when he's on that yellow glider. Looks really cool. Then you got Wolverine. Now this is the 80s, like pre 1988 Wolverine when he had like the more brown costume instead of the yellow and black one. So this would be like 81 through 86 Wolverine. And it's weird his claws aren't out all the way, and that's not because they're broken. They're just, for some reason, only like half snicked out. So go figure that out. And let's see. I think it's just some random, just some random Joe. I think it's a Joe. Is this Joe or Leonard? I can't remember. I have Joes, but they're like, you guys always know they're not my wheelhouse, so like I forget. But whatever. There's that guy, purple flat top guy. Just goes in with my collection. He was cheap. He was $1, so. Then I got Maggie Pez dispenser, so that completes my Simpsons Pez set. I needed that. I just recently picked that up. And this is a Amtoy Mad Balls hopper who's broken. He still has a sticker on there, and I had legs that I was able to pop in, so at least he could stand, because I can't really get in there to repair the spring mechanism. But yeah, he kind of looks like Screaming Mimi and like a little wind-up version, so really cool. And let's see, I told you guys I had a ton of stuff this time. I was not kidding. Picked up an absolute mountain of Savage Mondo Blitzers, which I love these stupid little things. You got this big guy with a pair of brass knuckles. This weird little green alien superhero guy. You got a surfer with a bite out of his board holding a knife. Like killer waves, I'm guessing that's probably the pun they're going with there. And you got this alien holding a little laser blaster. Really cool design. Kind of looks straight out of the movie Aliens. Army sergeant with like a flamethrower. Some other monster. Looks like he's holding like a acid like blaster or something. He's got a tank on his back. Really great colors. And you got this medieval knight holding the mace. He's getting ready to hit someone over the head with, probably. And the samurai guy with his sword. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, you got this guy. He's playing like fetch with his dog, but instead of the dog grabbing the stick, like the dog bit his arm off and was running off with his arm, so he's playing fetch with his arm, which that's ridiculous. That's crazy. And then you got this really cool little cyborg robot with like chainsaws and pincers for arms. Really nice coloring on that. You got this other little guy with two Arabian swords and two heads. And then this, I don't even understand. It's like a robot holding like a pistol, but I don't know if the robot is the pistol. Like, it doesn't make any sense. That's just, I think they were running out of ideas at that point. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm just genuinely confused looking at that. Alrighty, we put all these guys back. Alright, let's see. Got a few more to add to my collection. I'm eventually trying to finish this up so I can do a review on these. These are the McDonald's Beast Wars Transformers, which a lot of people hate, but I don't think that they look that bad. Like, some of them do, but some of them, you transform them, they actually look like just decent, normal little Transformers. Like this little beetle guy, he looks totally fine. He would look good in any Transformers collection. Now, Rhinox, on the other hand, which that's who this other guy is, it looks absolutely terrible. But I mean, you know, they're Happy Meal toys. I mean, you know, you're getting, you know, for $4, what type of quality you're really expecting. But still, this is just, ugh, that's just so awful. He has a hard time standing. Very chunky legs. The rhino legs you can still see in the back. So, I get it why they're not, you know, people don't like them that much, but some of them are good. They're, you know, they're not all terrible. And then this was another variant. I see this little robot all the time. I always see another variant I haven't seen before, just when you think you saw them all. And of course, everybody knows that little Tommy robot walking dude. So now I have like 3 versions of this guy. This that I did a review on a few months ago. I don't remember what this was called. Oh, there we go. These are tune-ups made by Marchand. Been so long I totally forgot. But I remember how they work. Like, you press the little foot pedal back here, then they race off, they crash, and then you use the little tool, the wrench or whatever, and open up the engine, and then it resets the spring and everything. And you got the 57 Chevy. Really cool. It's a fun looking toy there. And then this I should have included when I did my TMNT. This was only $1. There's a little bit of rust on the wheels, but I mean, it's complete. And for $1, are you serious? A complete little TMNT cheapskate. You know, that's a great deal. That's fantastic. So that was a good little find for just $1 there. This guy I got to add to my Hot Wheels Speed Demons collection. And I think this is like a late 90s, early 2000 one of Rodzilla. But the chrome one is hard to find. So again, for only $1, that's a good deal. Or at least it's a good deal for me, because I love collecting that series. Let's see. Oh yeah, also with like Lego stuff. I got some more Lego stuff I'll show at the end, but these guys, this one doesn't have the correct weapon, but these are from the Knights and Castles series, and they were like only $2, $1 each. And they're not complete, but still, they're hard to find and hard to find that cheap. And they got their horses and stuff. And I picked up a couple more pirates that I didn't bring out right here that I added to my collection from the pirates. This is from Zolocon. Really cool. You got that glow in the dark plastic. Well, it doesn't glow in the dark, but it looks like it would. And this is like the Space X series or something. Just a really neat looking series. That green plastic looks so cool. Very neat. And oh yeah, this is another one. I think he's supposed to squirt out water. So this is a from the Tiger Electronics line of Inspector Gadget toys. And this, you wind up his feet, and then like he like spins around and like shoots the water out and stuff. It's really cool. That's funny. Let's see. These are neat too. I picked up. These are from a very, very obscure line that I have the instruction comic for, and these are from Flash Force 2000. And I think these were made by Mattel? I don't remember. Matchbox? Yeah, these were Matchbox. And the thing with these is you had like little keys, and you would like wind them up, and then you would launch them out of these little launchers, because they have a little thing in the back they'd lock into. And then they'd crash into each other, and like the weapons, you know, like these little battering rams, like they make different. It's weird. It's hard to explain without like being able to activate them. But like I think like the little weapons pop out and like do different stuff, and then you have like a little key and you repair them with that, and it like rewinds them. So I got 3 here. These 2 little white guys. They have such a Mad Max type of look to them. Really cool. So there's those. And let's see. So much stuff, like I'm afraid I'm gonna forget something. Oh yeah, with the wrestling stuff, I picked up the LJN Titan Sports Andre the Giant. He's hard to find, definitely not cheap when you do. Good find there. And then some thumb wrestlers, so a couple I didn't have. You got Owen Hart, and one of my favorites of all time, Junkyard Dog. 2 that I didn't have. Nice little finds there. And let's see. Oh yeah, this thing's weird. Wendy's did a little line of these that were kind of like the McDonald's Fast Max. These little weird racers, just like a guy racing in a hamburger. It's just so ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. That's just like, at least McDonald's tried. Like they put them in normal cars, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll just I'll drive a hamburger." That makes sense. Try, you know, just. I didn't know hamburgers had transmissions. You know, you learn something new every day. And then I almost forgot with my other cars and Hot Wheels, some new Hot Wheels crack-ups to add to my collection. So these guys, this one here pops out in the back. Didn't have him. And this one, I did have another one of this before, but this is actually in good shape. My other one was broken. And same thing, same little gimmick. Pops up in the back. But these things are one of my favorite lines to collect ever. The crack-ups, they're just so cool looking. And they just had such a great gimmick, and I remember playing with them when I was growing up, and it was so much fun. And then this, almost forgot about this. Extremely random. This is a more recent pickup too. This is a Nestle Quick Bunny thermos. And I just love these crazy wild colors with the pink and the yellow and the blue, and the Quick Rabbit like riding a mountain bike. He's going hiking and skateboarding, wearing sunglasses, of course, as everyone did in the 90s. You know, it was the law. You couldn't leave your house without sunglasses, you know. And yeah, so it's just really bizarre and cool, I thought. And then this is the first one I have in this series. This is a line that I had that if you watch like Toy Galaxy and Dan Larson did a review on, that very few people know about. Well, they know about it now. But this is a figure from the Mantech series of toys. So they were kind of like a knockoff of Centurions, and a really poor one at that. But they were kind of okay. Just they're, they look like Minecraft. Like if Minecraft had an action figure line, that's kind of what it would look like, I would imagine. Let's see. And then I also, something I literally just picked up today to go along with this. So my main RoboForce line is complete. So I picked up a lot of new RoboForce figures to finish up my line. I'm still missing like 2 vehicles and the base. And some of them are missing their accessories, but at least all the figures, they're totally complete. Like I have all the figures. They're not totally complete, but I have all the figures at least now. So there's Soma, and his role was the creator, I believe. He's the one that that created all the rest of the RoboForce line. Wrecker, he's my most recent one that I picked up. I really like him with his yellow colors. I think I might have had him growing up. I don't remember. Vulgar. So, he just swears a lot. That's what his job is. To just stand around and yell obscenities. And this was the last one that I needed in the set, which was, he's actually kind of tough to find, and this is Blazer. He looks really cool. He has like a flame thrower. He would shoot out flame out of his, out the front there, so really cool. And then these I just picked up today. Check this out. Vintage RoboForce puffy stickers. And you actually have Vulgar. And I can't see the other guy. You got Max Steel, and I can't see. That might be. Oh, that's Vulgar 100 and Max Steel that are on there. So really sweet. Some vintage RoboForce puppy stickers. Very cool, I think. We're almost getting to the end of my miscellaneous stuff. This almost would be good enough to put in my find of the month stuff. And this is just this crazy, like, knockoff cyber robot. And just, ooh, look at those colors, man. That is so wild. And it's literally just the same robot in different colors, but they got these cool swords and everything, and a totally cheap little convenience store thing you would have picked up. And I think that was like $5. Transforms into a race car. But yeah, it just has that totally cool Japanese look to it. And then these are Thundercats color forms. I already have the set, I believe, so it's just, these are like stickers or whatever. You don't have to use them as color forms, but they just look really nice. They're cool. And speaking of Thundercats, now I have 2 of these. This should be definitely one of my finds of the month, even though it's not in the greatest shape. This is now my second copy of Thundercats #1, which that is definitely not a cheap comic to find, so I'll say that. That's a very rare comic to find. And that was like $3, and I was like, "Are you serious? Like, how is nobody's seeing that for $3? I don't get it." So, but a really good find there. And this was $10, but I thought this was really cool. This is Voltron, Defender of the Universe, the Masked Robeast cassette and storybook combination. They're always cool. And you got some nice illustrations in there. And, well, as we're transitioning into Voltron as well, this guy here I got, this is the little, I forget what he's actually called, but this is the Voltron where you have all the little mini lions, and they're all like friction, and they move along. They have a spring that you wind up. And I had to get another black lion. So this was, I think, all total about 20, give or take, to complete this, because he was missing his wings in the back, which just really annoyed me. And then I repaired the green lion's tail, just a little wooden dowel painted silver, so that way his arm goes in there. And yeah, so it's like a smaller version of the Panache Palace Voltron, which just looks really, really cool. And you guys know I'm a Voltron fanatic, so glad to have that in my collection. And this, I think I got at Zolicon. No, I got this at a different toy show. I don't remember where. But this is a from the other world, and this is called a Frogacuda, because it looks like half frog and like half barracuda with the teeth. And he would have like glow in the dark weapons and stuff. And I had one of these growing up, and I have a really strong suspicion this might be my original, because there's one vendor that I get stuff from, and it's like the stuff I have is so obscure. There's another thing that actually I needed to show in this that I don't know where I have. I'll try to fit it in the end at the end if I can remember it. But stuff that's like so obscure and rare you don't see anywhere else, and it's like, I'm like, you have like everything that would have been in my room. Like, you don't just have like random, oh, Transformers, GoBots. I'm talking like really weird, obscure toys that like nobody else would have had. And the fact that he has like all of them, it's like, it's like, that's really unusual that you would, like, it just makes me wonder. It's like, is that like years ago where half my stuff just, worked its way around and somebody else got it? I don't know, but it's just really wild and really crazy. So there's that. Awesome find. Love that regardless, no matter what it is. And then almost last but not least in my miscellaneous finds, I got 3 of these. Now this one, the first one I got, is missing the front, the battery cover. And then I was lucky enough from a seller that I get stuff from a lot at a flea market I go to, I found 2 more. And if you guys know what these are, growing up in the mid-'80s, when I was in middle school, I remember I had one of these, and teachers would always take them away from me because they were annoying as heck. And they were little, like, sound effects machines and whatever, little noisemakers. And so this is the one that works, that has, well, I mean, they all work. I just haven't tested the other ones with the batteries. But so you hit a little button, and they'd have other ones too that make like burping and like farting noises. You can imagine, like, if you're a teacher and you're trying to teach a class and somebody's, you know, like you got a bunch of students that are playing with those. Yeah, they got confiscated really quickly. Yep. So there's that. Let's see. I guess. Well, it's almost time for my finds of the month. I still got some other stuff I got to show here. Can't forget about my Motu stuff. I have one thing that'll be at the end. This is just some weird stuff that I found. I found this in like a Motu comic. This is instructions for the Thunder Punch He-Man, how to load the caps. So, like, weird how many Motu completionists have that little thing, And I mean, not that I was like looking for it, but it's so weird that it was like inside something else. You got instructions on like Zoar, I think. It's either Zoar or Screech, like how to assemble Zoar or Screech. This is the manual to the Masters of the Universe Electronics game by Mattel Electronics that I have, so now that's complete. Has the manual and the game. This, a little book and cassette, I think, or book and record. The Revenge of Skeletor, and I have the tape that goes along with that, so now that's complete. This I got, I think I only paid like $4 or $5 for these. And they're these vintage Masters of the Universe party favor puzzles. And they just look so cool. really beat up, but you got Battle Cat, Teela, Beast Man, He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and Skeletor there. And even beat up, I think it still looks pretty darn nice. Looks really cool. You got this Masters of the Universe 2 coloring books here. One that somebody went absolutely crazy with for some reason and put a bunch of smiley face stickers all over the front of it. So it's just, that's insane. And yeah, some coloring in there. And then another one here with He-Man and the Air Raider and Stratos and Battle Ram. So there's that. And let's see, also Motu stuff. I forgot about this, but this is not like a find of the month thing. This is Mega Constructs, but it's pretty darn hard to find this. This is the Slime Pit with Slime Pit He-Man one. So I'm going to assemble that eventually and do a video of me putting that together. And that's just really super cool. They made a Slime Pit He-Man with the Slime Pit. Let's see. I should have shown this in my GoBots earlier, but a little GoBots collector's case that I found. I think I paid $8 for that, which is a good deal. Really nice shape with the stickers and everything. Really nice artwork on that. Missing the battery cover, but I found a 2XL. I think I paid like $1 for this. And there's a cassette that was already. I never noticed that before, I don't think. So yeah, there's just a random cassette that's in that's in there. Oh yeah, and that's what's supposed to go in there. It's like he would like you ask questions and answer stuff about like science and history and stuff. And kind of like Alfie, that was the first one. Then you got 2XL. Just a really cool looking. Look at how cool that thing looks, and you light him up and his face makes different movements and stuff. Now, this would have been 2XL's great-great-granddad. This thing from the 70s. And this does work. I don't think I have the batteries in it, but yeah, this is also like $5. This thing goes for a lot of money. It has missiles, he walks. I think it even like with the sound, and like there might be smoke that comes out of it and everything too. So really cool, old school, like Twilight Zone looking sci-fi robot. And the missiles are supposed to fire, but they don't. I don't think. Like they lock in, but the springs don't really work as well as they used to. Being that old, of course. And I think that is gonna now finally bring me to my finds of the month. I'm pretty sure that will bring me to my finds of the month. So yeah, well, let's get started. These are my best pickups. So one of my best and most awesome pickups, since I love vintage Lego, a totally complete box with instructions, Lego police set, absolutely awesome. And you know, with the box and everything. And I forget what I paid for this. I think it was like $5 or $10. Very, very cheap. Good friend of mine at a flea market I got this off of. A really nice deal. And I think I actually have it. If I can pick it up without making a mess. And yeah, and that is the set when it's all built. The ambulance is my custom design. I made that myself. That wasn't part of it. But I absolutely love vintage Lego. You can see the backs of the station there and everything. Just looks so amazing. Fantastic. If I had the room, I would build the entire vintage Lego city from the 80s. Just it's looks so awesome. Random find of the month, but let's give a shout out to Rodney Mullen, because this is kind of like the type of hat that he used to wear back in the day. Look at this awesome, crazy OP style, like Ocean Pacific skate hat. And yeah, I'll put it on. I'll probably regret it, but yeah, I look like an idiot. But how cool is this? This is like so like 1988, 1990, or like 86, even earlier than that, and just those colors, those graphics. Oh my god, that thing's absolutely amazing. So ridiculous. You got that. And let's see. It's going to be a battle here for what's going to take the number one find of the month. Uh, I think this might this is going to be close. This is going to be close. This is my top three here, and I don't know which one I really should call my number one find of the month. Might be a three-way tie. This I got for $10. This is a She-Ra Princess of Power glow in the dark puzzle, which that's too many awesome words in one sentence right there. And that glows in the dark, really, really nice. And you got She-Ra riding Swiftwind with the sorceress in the background. And wow, that is just crazy. That's phenomenal artwork. Oh wait, sorry, four-way tie, not a three-way tie, four-way tie. um, this, whew, this should probably. Well, let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have to take a step back here. Really hard to say. Really hard to say. But top three here. This was only $10, and it's in really, really bad shape, but it's still in one piece. A original vintage Fright Zone monster, which I don't remember the name of this right off the top of my head, but just a wild find, literally, and even in bad shape for $10. That's just crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Like that's at least like between $75 to $100 to find that for $10 is just insane. As much as I hate to do it, I'm gonna have to wait on my number one find of the month. I think this is my top two here. And it's hard to not call this my number one. And I just recently got this, as in actually just today, and this completes my Thundercats cosplay, vintage, like, plastic outfit. And this is the Sword of Omens. Little bent, plastic's warped a little bit over the years. Sticker's a little wrinkly, but still, you don't find any like full vintage Sword of Omens, and it's not missing a sticker. That's the way it's supposed to look. Swords around at all. So very cool. Thundercats Ho and all that jazz. So really, really sweet. And even with all that, I think just for the absolute absurd, obscure rarity of this, a Pepsi can. But wait, no, of course, it's not just a Pepsi can. It is a Pepsi can. And this is still, you can tell it's ridiculously old because it actually says Pepsi Cola on it. But this is from the competition that they had where you could win an Optimus Prime Transformer. And you have the little, you got Prime on the back there and the conditions. And like, this is just absurdly, absurdly rare. Like, you're never gonna see one of these. So yeah, that's definitely my number one find of the month. Even though a really close tie with all my Motu stuff, you think that would win overall, but this is one of those things that should definitely been lost to time. So many are just in landfills and trashed, and this one survived. Oh yeah, it does say Pepsi and then Pepsi Cola. So weird that it says both of those on there, but yeah, that's something that not even the most hardcore Transformer collectors aren't going to have one of those in their collection. Just that absurdly rare. So, very cool. And, yeah, I hope I didn't forget anything. I always have so much stuff that I pick up throughout the months that, I did as I'm thinking about it. I cannot believe that I forgot about this. So, let's rewind a little bit. Not a find of the month. Probably could have made it as a runner-up. Almost forgot. These aren't just some, Master of the Universe mini comics. Just some normal ones there. But these are very, very hard to find, especially a full set. I originally started out, this one I picked up, I think, last fall, Battle in the Clouds, one of the series, but this was before the mini comics came out. There was just, these were in association with like little golden books, and you bought these separately, the Masters of the Universe comics, and so this is a complete set. And you got the Vengeance Skeletor. Look at that crazy. Somebody stuck a old holofoil Thriller sticker on the back, but I don't care. That makes it look even better in my opinion. You got that. And then He-Man and the Power Sword. And King of Castle Grayskull. And this is the Ladybird art style. That's the word that I couldn't find to describe this. The Ladybird art style. And so yeah, to have a full set of these, that is not easy to do. And a full set, yeah, these probably wouldn't make it because one of them is missing one page and the sticker, but you're looking at give or take around $150 for a full set, because they are really, really rare little books to come across. And there we go, finally. So, well, almost finally. I keep I'm almost done. There's two more things. Darn, I had so much stuff. Hang on, we're getting through this. So, and this honestly could have been a find of the month too. These aren't, but these are some Masters of the Universe cassettes that I got in a trade. Caverns of Fear, The Thief of Castle Grayskull, and Castle Grayskull. These are more of those book and cassette tapes. And finally, of course, there's still one more thing that I forgot. And this I just thought was neat. This is just this weird old vintage Reeboks keychain. So just, I don't know, that's just neat. That's cool. The energy return system, just really cool looking colors and stuff. And finally, the absolute last thing, because there's just so much stuff here. It's so easy to overlook something. This is Garland look, read, and record sets, and you have the Dilemma of the Double-Edged Dagger. And if you saw my Zolocon video, this is from Zolocon. And you have Mr. T, and he's like in the Olympics in Brazil, and he's like getting arrested. And it's like, oh no, it's like, what in the world? Say it isn't so, Mr. T. Like, what is going on? And he's got like a lawyer there with him, it looks like. And he's like, oh man, this is gonna be one heck of a court case. And it's just, that's so absurd. Like, you got a lot of Mr. T merchandise, and here's Mr. T in handcuffs, like getting arrested, at the Olympics in Brazil, whatever. So it's so ridiculous. Like, where are you gonna see this? Poor Mr. T. What, Mr. T? What? Say it ain't so, Mr. T. Say it ain't so. So that artwork alone just makes that like borderline priceless. And that finally now draws this episode of my 2024 flea market, thrift store, con, whatever you want to call it, pickups and finds so far this year. And like I said, guys, I'm still trying to keep the videos coming. They're just gonna not be as frequent as they used to. So channel's still very much alive and going, not going anywhere. Just doing some retooling, some tweaking, some retuning, and making some adjustments. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna be reviewing toys, and I'm still gonna be just doing my thing. So glad you guys tuned in, checked out all my ridiculous amounts of finds for 2024 so far. Let me know what your favorites were down in the comments. Feel free to share any stories about anything you guys have picked up recently, and I will see you here next time. Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8ByteBrian. See you next time.